When we need to simplify fractions, what that means is we want to make sure our numerator and denominator are the lowest numbers possible so that the fraction stays the same value. So if we think of 8/10 on a number line, we've got 1 divided into 10 equal parts. So each of the spaces is 1/10. So if we count up to 8/10, and I'm counting in twos, so 6/10, 8/10, we can see perhaps another way of expressing this using less parts. Let's think about this. I'm going to actually swap the number line over, and this time I've got fifths. So each of these sections is 1/5. And now I've actually got the same value, but you can see it actually takes up 4/5. So from looking at the number line, we can see that 8/10 is equal to 4/5. But we don't want to draw a number line. We need to know a rule. How did we get from 10 to 5? Well, you might notice that 10 divided by 2 gives you 5, and getting from 8 to 4, we also would divide by 2. So I think we've just uncovered the rule. Now let's check out the rule. This time we're going to find a way to do it that works every time. We're going to see if there is a common factor. Our fraction is 7/21, or 7 parts out of 21. Now, we may not be able to simplify this, but we're going to check. Is there a number that we can actually divide 7 by that we can also divide 21 by? Well, it's a good idea to think of multiples. Pick the smallest number, and in this case, the numerator is 7. That's the smallest number. Let's think of multiples of 7. We've got 7, 14, 21, and 21 is actually our denominator. So that means 21 is a multiple of 7. So 7 is common to both of those numbers. It's a common factor. 1 times 7 is 7, and 3 times 7 is 21. So 7 is a common factor. That means we can simplify this fraction. So what we need to do is divide the top and the bottom, the numerator and the denominator, by the common factor. So let's start with the denominator. 21 divided by 7 gives us 3. Now we need to do the same to the numerator, otherwise we would be changing the value of the fraction. 7 divided by 7 gives us 1. So using the common factor, we've been able to simplify our fraction and say that 7 parts out of 21 is exactly the same as 1 part out of 3. Oh, by the way, we can actually see something here, because if we started with 1/3 and we said, look, I want an equivalent fraction with 21 as the denominator, we could multiply that by 7 to get 21, and we'd multiply the numerator by 7 to get 7. So we've actually been able to go both directions, simplify it or find an equivalent fraction. One time we divide by the common factor, another time we multiply.